Morning, walk on. Real shit, no flags. Don't even know. We're just talking about a few things behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? A couple late comments as usual. You know what I'm saying? As we always start off, like, how's everyone's week's been? It's Rio's birthday week.
What day is it, Ree?
Tuesday.
Oh, happy birthday, December.
Tuesday, yep.
Her and my dad have got the same. Her and my dad have got the same birthday.
So we saying you getting old, Ree?
Pardon?
You getting old?
Be quiet. I'm 31.
You out? What are you doing? You out or you out?
Half in, half out. It's too cold.
It's cold. It's cold and expensive, Ree.
Yeah, I ain't got time.
Expensive.
Just have a winter barbecue in your house, in the back. Winter barbecue, and we're good.
No, I've been having those for years.
There's nothing Ray and nephew can't sort out.
I'm done with Ray and nephew. Ray and nephew, you're crazy. That's too strong for my chest.
Listen, Ree, you see when you step out your yard, yeah? Who notices every time they step out their house, like £100 comes out their pocket?
Yeah, as soon as I open my eyes, I don't even step out the house.
The £100 comes out the day before you wake up.
It's like money just falling out of my pocket.
Oh, yeah. I find it
so
so
I'm staying, avoid it at all costs. It's December. I've got cruise. Listen.
You're still spending money when you're staying. I swear.
That's my point. I open my eyes up and it says head of Monzo. I'm like,
my direct debits are out of control. I can't even keep track of them. I got to put them all to the same date or something. Mine are all over the place. Some's on the 20th, some's on the 30th, some's on the 15th, some's on the
I just do the day after I get paid, and then I just have to cry because I know the day after I get paid, I'm broke.
Wait until you have kids.
Yeah, that's
fine.
True.
That's fine.
Then what's talking about the direct debits?
That's true.
Wait until you have kids.
Yeah, they take everything.
Fuck it. Sorry.
but that was a bit different.
I agree. I agree.
You see, they see life like Monopoly. Like Monopoly money that's how they spend it.
No, you know what? You're right, boy. That is it. Monopoly money.
You see, like, Daddy, I want this. Daddy, can you buy me an iPad? Like it's normal. Like
like he's got start picking from the tree. Here's the iPad.
But we spoil them though. We do it.
Of course.
Yeah. You know what it is? We give them what we couldn't get when we were young, innit? That's what it is.
Yeah. No, but come on, man. If you wanted to imagine, right? I remember having a place. Well, I brought a Sega Master System, right? I couldn't afford a Mega Drive, and like I had to save up my my money that I used to get for. Like when I went West Ham, we got a £5 every time we went training. That's for transport, right? So I used to save that up. I think Master System was like £65 back in the day. I saved that up, right? So like parents back in the day used to buy that for their kids like Christmas time or birthdays. So like important, like, you know what I mean? Important times. Nowadays, it could be a normal Saturday you're going shopping with your kids. Just like, Daddy, I want an iPad.
Listen.
Like £600, not £60.
And I understand exactly what you said. When we got an Amstrad, green money, even colour, that was Christmas present for all three of us. That was it. Done. No more other presents.
It just stays on the TV in the front room.
That's it. The joystick.
Man.
See now they all got everything's in their bedrooms. Like they got their own little setup. You know what I mean? The kids now. It's their own little.
I don't want that though. I don't want that for my little one just to stay in her room, bro. That's not living. Like, you know what I mean? I know you're living in a virtual world, but like, it's not real life.
Kind of brings us even onto the topic that we're talking about today. But yeah, go on. Let's just carry on.
Exactly. No,
I didn't even ask people how their weeks have been. Anyone want to go through their weeks, or you want to go straight in?
Yeah, you can do the week free.
That moment of silence was bad.
Well, you've done mine. I'm fine. I'm just doing prep. Jerome.
Yeah, my week. Do you know what? Yeah, my week's been really, really good. Work's been good. I think I saw my daughter like 4 times this week, 4 or 5 times. So that was amazing.
You must have seen your mum 10 times.
I see your suspect challenge. Had me stitches.
Oh, she killed me. But yeah, my week's been good, man. My week's been good. I can't complain at all, man. Just work, daughter, yeah, all that Christmas shopping coming out of the way, all of that. So yeah, I can't complain, man. And yeah, man, training as usual. So yeah, been good.
You saying is?
Bro, I've been like, I mean, been stressful to be fair. Just work, life, family. You know, same old, same old. You know, some weeks are good, some weeks are bad, but it's nothing you can do but move. You have to keep moving forward.
Trust me.
My brother says forward ever, backwards never. So yeah, we just keep moving.
Forward ever, backwards never. I like that. I'm going to take that. I'm posting that later on my Insta still. Nice one. You saying, Coco, one for your week, my G?
You know, my week was all right still. Just linked up some of my cousins, had a heart to heart, let off some stuff that we needed to let off, and
pause.
Made everything better, to be honest. You know what I mean? You know, like we were good, but we wasn't good because we ain't had a talk. So we had a talk. He vented, I vented what I vented. Now we're just back on loving family, innit? That's it, believe.
Nice.
To be honest, I don't really see nothing no more. I'm not around no one like that, to be honest.
No, you kind of just got to do what you got to do sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, I just can't be asked.
Nice, funny. Rio's having a cook up for her birthday still, so
whoop.
So wait,
I'm just putting.
Whoa.
Are you okay?
Reed, what on here?
Are you okay?
What's going on? You're keeping all the food.
I just told them it's cold. When I walked out my house and I was in minus
yeah, but
2.
You've got a kitchen.
Son,
You got kitchen.
and it won't see me.
But remember our topic last time. If you don't invite people, if you don't invite Jerome,
yes, curtains. Jay, don't worry.
If you don't get invited, you take it personally.
Jay, I'm calling you first. Don't worry.
Your tires are getting burnt.
I've never been more certain all family members' cars will be clamped outside your house. Every single person.
Clamping, huh? Man's having it, boy. You know what? But you know we're notorious for cutting off them clamps, you know. So you be buying lots of clamps.
I'll just go up another level. Then move full swing when the truck comes. Just go.
Oh,
they're my contracts as well.
They're my brethrens, and they get commission as well. No problem. I'll go back 10 cars for you, brother.
Mental.
Oh god.
But yeah, let's delve into. No, my week's been alright, you know. My week's been alright. No, it's been good, man. Just
man, a few words is always ask everyone their business, and you that it's been alright.
Always trying to glide through it.
What's alright about it, bro? What you been doing? What you been? What's the hustle this week?
We're just trying to get this thing started that we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? This little thing behind the scenes is trying to. Everything's. You know what I mean? Sometimes things are not as easy as they're meant to be. You get me?
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing it with
together.
Yeah, it's steadily coming together. You get me? But sometimes you just gotta just pause for a minute and just get it done, because otherwise you just end up planning for too long. You know what I'm saying? You can plan forever.
100%.
But
sorry, I just saw Reed drinking like tea from a I don't see many people drink tea from like a clear glass. Yeah.
What's wrong?
Why not? What's wrong?
No, I just say I don't really see it.
Yeah.
Coffee, yeah, but
do you know what? When I drink tea out of a clear glass, I swear for some reason I just think it's hotter. I don't know why.
Yeah, it feels like that, isn't it?
Yeah,
it feels like that because you don't worry, because you got your hand around it and you can feel the heat probably more.
Yeah,
it feels like that. But yeah, let me get into this topic, man. So obviously this week I saw a few like back and forth in Australia, because in Australia, starting from in a year's time, what they've done, they've decided to ban under 16s from social media. So that includes like X, which is Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all of those type of things. And it caused a big stir in Australia because it's like there's different groups and sides of the argument. Obviously, we will go into whether it's a good thing or bad thing, but I'm just going to give a few points, which is the arguments why people thought it was against, like where they thought like, oh, it should still be okay to have kids on social media, innit? So the first thing was it will lead children. This is for argument as to why kids should be on social media, innit? Yeah, because obviously it was a legal battle in Australia. So it will lead the children to not feel like they're part of society. It will lead children to try and get back into society, and will lead them to the darker parts of the internet, like the unsafer parts, the parts that are not regulated. Because kids are gonna, obviously, if they're not on social media, they're gonna try and look for other ways to get on social media, which is obviously it's not regulated parts. Another one of the points that they were arguing were it will marginalize groups from support networks and like-minded people. So, for example, I'm assuming they're talking about like LGBT, and if you're online and stuff, and you get to connect with people that you feel like that are kind of going through the same challenges and struggles as you, like when you're on social media. It will stop children reporting harm, and it will feel like they're not supported. Some of the kids, like when you're on social media, you feel like you've got people on there that. Coco, you right there, mate? Yeah. When you do that, you got to mute your mic, my guy.
I've just had a comedy, bro.
Sorry. I just put it down quickly, like, you know.
That's in the room.
It's like no comedy sketch.
I know it.
Like the trumpet, won't I?
But yeah, it will stop children reporting harm. Yeah, trust me, that's crazy what Coco just said.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Well, I said there's mad. But yeah, it will stop children reporting harm and make them feel like they're not supported. And then another argument for why children should be on social media, it will mean platforms won't care as much about safety, because obviously it's just adults all on it more often than not now. So what do you guys think about the arguments for and against? Obviously, we know the arguments for, obviously, like, I mean, abuse and getting, like, because you know what it is, even on like Twitter now, they got like, if you go on Twitter now where it's unregulated, kind of, all I see now on Twitter is just sex on Twitter. If you're just going on Twitter, you just see.
I'm not on it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, when I'm on it, that's
so. Bro, to be fair though, I respect
it. Is that what you type in, or is that what
I respect they've made?
No, it just comes across because Elon Musk is the new owner of Twitter, isn't he? So he's decided, instead of making it more regulated, he wants it to go back to being unregulated, freedom of speech. Because you know, a lot of the issue was about freedom of speech on social media, isn't it? Like they don't want you, because you know, a lot of the time you get in trouble for what you say on social media platforms, isn't it? They will use it against you legally if need be. So Elon Musk has gone back to the point of like, no. Everyone's allowed to say what they want on social media. It's two different things.
But that leaves a space though for the crazy people, especially the nationalists.
That gives them extra room.
Yeah,
but obviously their point is you're allowed to express your opinions, isn't it?
Listen,
your opinion can be come across really offensive. So
listen, whether it's offensive or not, it brings everyone back to real life. This is what goes on. We're not harbour sharping. We're not hiding stuff. If you got a man what says he hates blacks and whites and there, let him talk his talk. Yeah, because this is life, real life, and not having no filter. Yeah, I agree with Elon Musk, because you're bringing it back to life. Well, go on, family. But going back to the kids on social media, my thing is, if you're worried about your kid being on phone, put up a platform where when your kid's on any platform, they have to be verified by their parents to be allowed to be on it. So their parents.
But then you're getting into uncharted territory, because how do they regulate you? Because you know, another thing about what I was going to say. Let me finish what I was going to say. Yeah, one thing another point that they were making was a lot of kids. Like, if you're, for example, kids are online, you have to verify yourself. You have to put actual official identity and like ID online. Yeah. So that's another part of it, which is they were saying they don't feel like those things should be online. You know what I'm saying? Like data protection and stuff like that.
No, but then this is what you do. You make, me personally, what I would do, I'd make it so if my son wanted to go on YouTube, no problem. Yeah, because YouTube's not involved in it.
YouTube's not involved in it.
No, but I'm just using them as an example. What I'll do is my son can be on it, but you have to go through my account. I have to verify it so I can monitor everything you're doing as a parent. So, like, even if my son's on it and I don't know because I'm working, yeah, I can go back and look at everything he's done and see, and I can see, and then I can go back and say, look, I don't want you talking to that person. I don't want you in there, or I'll have the power to block him from certain things as an adult. You get me?
Yeah, screen time, like just obviously, screen time's a thing where you can install an app so you can actually watch what your kid's doing at the same time, and if you don't like it, you can lock it off. I feel like these type of issues, obviously, kids will find a way. I've got two myself, you get me, but they'll find a way to learn how to do stuff, and they're supposed to. But like I have the ultimate control over what he watches, and what he sees, what he can go on. There's no social media on there anyway. There's only a specific amount of time that he can use it, and I'm watching everything. If I don't like it, a Halloween thing pops up, I'd lock it off. If you know what I mean, some weird stuff, I'd lock it. So I feel like part of the issue with the Australian thing and people, their kids and under 16s, whatever, is that the parents are using or allowing the social media and the iPads and the phones to raise their youth.
Raise their
They
kids.
just throw chuck the phone to them, chuck the iPad to them, and let them do whatever they're doing.
But it's
And you don't even know who they're speaking to. You don't even know who's trying to groom, who's doing this, what side they're on. It's going crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely my worry. There are a lot of predators out there.
Parenting. That's what they're doing. They're replacing it. Like,
exactly.
I personally think that no kid under 16 should be on social media. There's so much things.
What are they doing?
Things that you can do and learn before that. Me personally, I feel like the younger you are,
maybe one thing you can do right now as a kid.
Learn.
Because I agree with what you say, but I don't agree at the same time, because kids can't go and play lockdown ginger like what we did. It's too dangerous for them. Like they can't
outside of parks.
No,
where
kids from playing there's all sorts. There's youth centres, there's youth clubs.
What youth centres? East London, half of the youth centres are closed down.
But remember, East London is part of the world. It's not the world. There is more places.
Okay, I hear that. But you talking about youth centres. 99% of the youth centres in East London have closed down. Me personally, the new youth centre for kids are bookie shops. Because that's what I see the kids.
But so my insurance for my car doesn't own.
What are you talking about, bro? Why so extreme?
Think of something that your child's interested in.
You tell me what youth centres are open now for kids.
I'm saying for myself, if there is nothing that I can see, that means that I have to travel and make an effort to go further. Now, it seems like around, say, Newham, for example, there's not a lot that you can give for a child. Cool, but that doesn't mean that I can't go Redbridge, Wolverhampton Abbey. It doesn't mean I can't go further. If I want my child to be protected, then I have to travel. I have to make sure that I do.
And I'll tell you, if I want my kid to be protected, I need the first place I need my kid to be protected is in the area they're from. I need them to know everyone in that area so they're protected. It's not about me taking them to another area.
So how would they do that if they're
because right now, let me tell you the most dangerous time for kids: going to school and coming back from school. That's the most dangerous time for kids. So there's no point taking our kids out to enjoy somewhere else or socialize.
If your child goes,
I need my kid to be socialized and in the community in their area.
So how do you protect? If your kid, you said that the most time is that frightening time or worrying time is for them to go to school and come back. So what do you do? So what do you do to prevent that from happening?
Huh? What do you do? What do you think you do?
No,
you pick up. We're from the generation of we can make our kids walk home from school. 99% of my friends now pick up their kids and drop them off. Now we didn't do that.
Exactly, that's what I would do.
Our parents didn't need to do that. Do you know why? Because there wasn't gangs of youths. Yeah,
there was always gangs. There was gangs as brave as they are now. Because
not like it is now, though. To be fair, there's like kids.
There was always gangs.
Listen, I'm going to tell you straight. I'm going to tell you straight.
And as brave how people are now. There was always back in the old days. There was always that one person that might carry a knife, or there might be. Nowadays, you got about. Out of a gang, there's about 20 of them that's carrying a knife.
It wasn't even about gangs back then, though. It's more about bullies.
You'd have one bully there, one Debo. I'm going to be true for you. Back in the day, there was not really no gangs. You'd have one or two. You had a group of friends. You can squint your eyes as much, because I'm from
there was gangs. There was
gangs. No, there wasn't gangs. No, there wasn't gangs. There was a group of people. There was a group of people. There was a group of people what used to name people what they wanted to name. We weren't in no gang. I've never been in a gang. And I'll tell you that now. I was around my friends. And we wasn't a gang.
There's been gangs before.
So name me my gang. Name me my gang name. Name me my gang name.
You're about 20 years older than us. We don't know.
I don't know. You're like 10 years older than me. I don't know.
Well, I'm telling you. Well, if I'm older than you, then I'm from the beginning, right? I'm from the beginning.
But you're asking me what gang was you from? I don't know what gang you was from, but I'm saying that there's always.
No, you said there was loads of gangs. I'm telling you, there weren't loads of gangs. There wasn't loads of gangs back in the day. Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on from the gang stories, guys. Let's move on from
when you thought someone was a gang, someone named them that. It wasn't the gang. We were just a bunch of friends what chilled together. Yeah, because if I was in a gang, that means the first gang I had was on my road playing out with all the kids because all of us come out. Yeah, so we must have been the first gang. But when it weren't like it weren't like that nowadays because the fucking government are making everyone think they need to have a gang. Like, what the fuck, Newham? You got Newham East, Newham South, Newham West, and all that. What the fuck's that all about? Why are you dividing it to North, South, and West? Like,
yeah, that's the first I heard.
In a borough,
there's a Newham East, Newham West.
Yeah, what's all that about? I hear kids saying, "Oh, I'm from Newham East. I'm from Newham South." What the fuck's that about?
Yeah,
so the government already.
Yeah, because Newham itself, they've divided that.
It's not Newham. It's the government. It's not Newham. It's the government. The government are doing all of this so the kids say, "Yeah, we've got this." Like postcode. Now you don't really hear about postcode now because they've changed that to East, South, West, and North. Yeah, Newham East, South, West. What the hell's that all about? Because my kid, he better not come home and say. Me once hear him say, "Oh yeah, I'm from Plaistow East or Plaistow South," because you see the slap I would give him. God will see him about. This ain't your land, bro. And this is what all these kids have got to understand. Yeah, and social media right now is quite safe, but it is not safe because, not being funny, at the moment, I'd rather my kid be on social media than being on the road, and next thing you know, he's got stabbed by a 10-year-old.
Yeah, but why is that such an extreme though? It's either social media. Hold on, it's either social media or on the road though.
That's my point. It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be.
Why does it have to be just?
Think about something that your kids.
You've got.
Think about something your kids are invited. Think about something your child is interested in. If they're interested in dance, if they're interested in acting, if they're whatever they're interested in, there's classes that run.
No, I hear.
Put them in different after school activities that focus around that. There's stuff that there's some of them classes are 3 times a week, twice a week. Take them into the weekend.
I hear that, and you're right because we
have to be social media. Take that away.
We had play schemes after school, yeah, but were free. Yeah, they were free because they were government funded. Now,
but some of them are free. Some of them classes are free.
Yeah, but
I didn't know them.
You might have one free one. You might have one free one in Canning Town. Half
it doesn't matter. Take them there.
School, but even if you don't have a free one, bro, it's your kids. You're investing in them.
Kids. Exactly.
No, I hear that.
You invest in them.
You're giving them. You're giving them the same way they're accessing social media is. You're buying them an iPad. You're giving them the fund that you spent £600-700 on. Invest the £600-700 on your child and after school activities, and then you're
but you got to understand now. Most parents, can't afford to put their kid in that because it's too expensive for them.
But then the same parents saying they can't afford it. They're the same parents that are feeding their kids, giving their kids iPads, giving their kids stuff like that.
Yeah, because you know what it is? They've saved that money to buy the iPad, what will last 5 years.
Well, no, they've saved that money, so they don't have to invest so much time in their kids, so their kids can. You're
not understanding. Let me tell you what it is. A lot of play schemes and that say it's £5 today. Next term, who disappeared? Next term is £10. The next term is 15. It's going up so much now. Yeah, parents are still getting the same wages they were getting when it was £5. Their wages not going up. So now, to not being funny, if you know this year you can afford to send your kids a play scheme, next year it's gone up and it might be a bit too much for me every month paying that £10 because that extra £5 was paying for this. They might find it, all right, you know what, if I save up for 6 months and get a second-hand iPad, that will help him a bit more and he'd have a little bit of games. It's easier for them. Like, because I'm not going to lie.
What's the iPad doing? What's the iPad doing for their life? I don't understand.
So, all right, let me put it this way. I'm paying for play scheme because you're not understanding. I'm paying for play scheme. It's £5. Next year, it's £10. I can't afford the £10. So you know what? Fuck the play scheme because I can't do it, and fuck the iPad. Let my kid just stay in the yard.
Yeah, well, your priorities have to be right though. If you can save up £600 to pay for an iPad,
that's just not thing.
Yeah, but you're not understanding.
No, we hear you. We just don't agree with you.
You're not understanding what I'm trying to say.
I understand what you're saying.
But you got to understand the iPad. You can buy the iPad for your kid. You sacrificed £500. You bought that for your kid. That's a 5-year investment.
That's the worst investment ever. That's the worst investment.
You're not helping your child.
But okay, so what's worse? You paying for a play scheme every year. It's gone up. In that 5 years, the play scheme's gone up to 50 quid. You can't afford that no more. Yeah.
If I can sacrifice to make £500, I can sacrifice something to do.
But you're not chatting shit. What are you telling me? What are you telling me? I'm just telling you. Play scheme was £5. Next year it's gone £10. The year after that it's gone £15. You can't afford it.
I can.
Yeah?
I'll find a way.
I'll find the money.
What you're telling
exactly,
me,
I'll find a way.
What I'm getting from you is you can't afford the play scheme, yeah, and there's no point saving up for an iPad what could last you 5 to 10 years. So now I can't afford a play scheme. Let my kids stay at home with nothing.
So if that iPad breaks, what happens now?
Huh? What do you mean?
If that iPad breaks after a week, what happens now?
You're going around corners because we've gone past the iPad because I've just told you now. Yeah,
but you're going around corners. I can't only giving 2 options.
Play scheme's going up. I can't afford it. So now what I'm going to do? I'm not going to save up and buy the iPad because I can't afford it now. And he's not going play scheme no more because I can't afford it. Goes up in here. What's your kid going to do now?
You know, it is like
talk to your kids.
For me personally, like. Zeke, like there's so much. If you actually look, there's so much that they can do. That some of it is paid for, but a lot of it's free. And this, when I'm talking about, let me say, what I'm saying is like, for instance, like Zeke will go nursery 3 days a week. The other 2 days, he's going soft play. He's going arts and crafts. He's going like he does so much. And it don't come at no big cost. In fact, the iPad and the TV has been taken away from him. Do you get what I mean?
I agree with what you're saying.
We know what I'm saying. Let me land. You got to let me land. We let you speak. You got to let me land. Like the reality is, like we see the difference in how he behaves and what he's like when he's just watching TV or just on the iPad or just on the phone.
How old's your child again? Sorry.
Social skills.
He's free.
Okay, free. And to be honest, when your kid's free, they have to be monitored by an adult. So.
No, but I'm talking about him going to do activities. The point you're making is that things keep getting more expensive, so you can't afford them.
So
and the point I'm trying to say, no point.
When your kids get older, because you know what it is. When it comes to
you're talking over me, so there's no point.
No, but what you're saying, everything your kid has to do, he has to do it with his mum or dad. My kid don't have to do everything with his mum and dad. That's why not being fun, not being rude.
Have you done the research to find out what there is to do in different areas and what you can do for free?
But why do I want my son
so you don't know that there is or there is? You get what I'm saying?
Why I want my son to do everything in the area he is, so everyone around him knows him and knows.
Then that's your fault. Then you put yourself in a position. Do you get what I'm saying?
There's kids out there where parents have brought them to other areas to do activities, and they can't walk around their own area. They can't even go to the shop because they don't know. Because the mum and dad are so scared or find it so easy to bring them other places. The people think they're strangers there. And they get moved to, or the kids try and say, "Who are you?"
But that's
doing this area shit.
Yeah, but that's your lifestyle. You're projecting your lifestyle.
No, it's not my life. That's the life we live in.
They don't have to
walk down the street now, and kids are asking you, "Do you want weed? Do you want this?" Little kids, and you look at them and think, "What the fuck?" In your own area, is that the area you want your kid not to know?
Is that the area that you want your kid to grow up in, though?
Well, then you move out in the whole area, full stop there.
Exactly.
What I'm saying is,
not everyone can move.
So that's my point, where you can take your kids out of the area.
You've got a guy like moving is easy.
People can sell weed anyway, you know.
It's not. No, but you've got a guy like moving is easy.
Buy weed.
Man just said, then you move. You move today.
They're more likely to buy it in those areas and
like literally, if everyone's talking at the same time, no one can be heard. Like that's what I'm gonna say. Like if someone's speaking, they just let them finish and then someone else start. Otherwise, everyone's talking at the same time. It's crazy.
All right, I'm gonna shut up for now.
No, I see what you're saying, but just if someone else starts speaking, then
no, I just want to know if you can move tomorrow because I can't. People said move like it's easy. It's not fucking
easy. It's an example.
Huh? It's not an example. It's not easy. It's not easy. Yeah. You move tomorrow. Tell me you want to move your kids tomorrow. Tell me how easy it is. Because 99% of people are in council houses on benefit. How are they going to move?
So, can I answer?
How are they going to move?
Can I answer? So Jerome also said that you can take your kids out of the area and take them to you're saying that you want them to grow up in the area and to know everybody in the area. But at the same that's what you said. At the same time,
I want them to have a knowledge of their area. They need to have a knowledge of the area of what they need. People need to see you in your area. What's going on now? If kids don't see you in the area, who are you?
You're not letting anyone speak though. Like, I'm so frustrated, bro. I swear now. Like, both start speaking, and you said that you want to start with your area, so they should know everybody in the area. That's what you said. You can go back and look at it. That's what you said.
They should be familiar. Then they should be familiar with it. No problem. Listen, listen.
All we're doing is listening,
I don't know
bro.
where you live.
All we're doing is listening. Because that's all we're doing.
All right, well, listen. Right now, yeah, kids who don't do nothing in their area because their parents have got that money and bring them to another area to do, and they don't come out and socialize. When they do come out to go shops, they get approached by kids. Who are you? You're not from the area. Yeah, I live there. No, I've never seen you, because their parents are trying to do the best and thinking about you need. This is, bro. What do you mean? Where am I living?
Where you live? That's not happening where I live.
One thing about me. I'll tell you one thing about me.
Either, but hey,
I'm very
let us finish his point.
The point that I'm saying is, Jerome has also said it. Like you're saying that you're saying people familiar, whatever, with people in the area. There's been 2 examples. Like there's always if you can save up £500 for the iPad, then you can do this and that. There's other things. There's free stuff. There's other places that you can go. But you're saying that you want your kids to be familiar with the people in the area or grow up in the area that so they know, so they don't get approached, whatever. Then that then falls on you, because you're now making the decision to say, I'm not going to pay for anything. I'm not going to take my kids out. I'm not going to find anything. I'm not going to do research. They're going to have to either stay in the yard or be familiar with everything outside. And that then becomes a thing of parenting and your decision. It's not up to your child. Like, it's not like your child isn't, do you know what I mean? They're not paying rent. They're not, do you know what I mean? You're still looking after them as a guardian, as a parent. It's up to you to then to move, to be flexible, to be able to, okay, cool. This is crazy. Last time they went out, they're being approached by whatever. Okay, cool. Let me see what else I can do, rather than just, if they don't know everyone in the area, then they're staying in the yard. And I think that's a slight narrow-mindedness, and that's going to have an effect on your youth, that they're not even meeting people, different types of people, or going to other places. Yes, it might not be easy to move house, but do you know what I mean? Certain times there are ways to do things, and it might take a month, 2 months, 3 months, but you can get yourself or your children out of the situation. That's the point I'm making. It's not just black and white, as in if they're don't know everyone, not going out where you are, then they're not going out at all. That's the point I'm making.
I know what Cocker was trying to say, yeah, and that's the way we kind of grew up. You know what I mean? You had to know the people around your way to feel safe. You get me? But again, where we are at this moment, bro, we don't need our kids to be living projecting that kind of like lifestyle onto our kids. They don't need to do that. And remember as well, not everyone that grew up in our era was like walking street. Like there was like some strict parents who kept their kids away from that. You know what I mean? And we can do that with our children. I don't want my girl out there. Bro, if I'm driving home from work and I see my daughter on road, what? I'm getting out the car, dragging her in front of her friend.
You got to took it from a.
Even the wife I had enough said, "No, you're doing too much."
But the thing is, there's whatever he's talking about, there's free stuff in everyone's area. I work for the local government.
Yeah.
And I know there's free stuff in your area based on what you're interested in. It's all about doing research as a parent. If you want your child to be off, you have to invest and do research around what's out there for your child. Get to know your child, what they're interested in, and there's stuff for everything in everyone's area.
All right.
No, seriously, you're right. Listen, for my daughter, yeah, I feel like she has a lot to do. Like she doesn't have time for herself. She comes home, she's in the bath, she's eating, she's going to bed. Like she's got so many things to do. And on her holidays, I'll either take her golf, I'll take her tennis. Yeah. She'll be doing something, or she'll be doing ballet, or she'll be doing dance. That's
the point I'm making as a parent.
I take my daughter bike riding, Greenway. Yeah. We go all the way to Shatford. I show her that area, I show her this, I show her that. I just try to take her away from having a static, being parented in a static position. Like I take her, I make sure that she sees around and everything, because at the end of the day, it's okay just giving you your iPad to say, look, do with that. But I don't know, that iPad brainwashing. I need you to see certain things.
There's kids now, these days, some of my nieces and nephews, they're talking in American slang because they're just so absorbed in the way in which... Yeah. And I'm like, every minute they're talking like, I'm like, what is this? I'm hearing it from Sally Henry on social media.
The other day. I said, what's GM? She said, good morning. No, good morning.
Their mind's like a sieve. So they just absorbing everything that's happening.
How many of your kids, play with the kids on their road? And I'll be back in 2 minutes because I've got to take my son boxing. So I'll be back online in 2 minutes.
What are we talking about?
How many of your kids?
How do you call a question there and go away? How does that make sense?
Because I've got my son's got boxing.
So what was you going to say? What's your question?
See my routine in a minute. But let me ask you, how many of your kids?
Social media?
How many of your kids?
Is this something other than social media? So
I can't hear him. Sorry.
This is about social media as well. Because if we ain't got social media, what will
he's going boxing? That's not on social media, is it? That's something physical that your son's doing. So you're proving our point.
But you're asking a different question. I said, how many of your kids?
I'm asking no
listen
question.
to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying, old foot. Yeah.
Let me land, man.
Yeah.
Respect. Come on, man. Respect each other. Come on.
He don't want it from me today.
How many of your kids play out with the kids on their road?
They play.
I'll be back in 1 minute.
Damn.
My youth's still young for that.
It's a good question, though.
Yeah, it's a good question.
He goes like play dates.
Yeah, they have play dates, but they're not on the road. I don't really want my child on the road, like playing.
No,
what are you doing?
Where my daughter lives, obviously she lives like wherever. She has her friends around there. All her friends are local that she meets her friends there, and obviously her mum allows her to play with her friends, and that's their little. And
they go in the house and play. That's in a controlled environment.
Yeah. They're playing out there. Now, usually her friends live close to her. If they live far, most of the time you meet up 60s holidays or birthdays or whatever the case may be, or play dates like how F says. So ideally, I hear what he's saying. Like back in the days where we used to live before, you would play with everyone on your road. All your friends is basically live on your road. Like that was how it was, isn't it? It's very rare that you have a friend that's outside of the borough, but if they do, cool. They was always welcomed and everyone can play with each other and it's cool. It's calm. But nowadays, because social media has basically taken over your child's life, like mentally, some kids, not all. Now, it's not that safe. And now people just want to just learn how to grow up through the social media. And that's why I always say that when COVID hit, there was more families put together, and you know what? It actually was a nice thing not nice thing that happened, but the way it came together, it was nice because when you go to the party, you saw more families sticking together, doing activities, picnics, paintings, and all that kind of stuff, and it actually brought a lot of people together. It separated people, it brought them together. But ideally, I feel like when you take social media away from the kid's mind, you actually see a change in your kid's behavior, and you actually can have more of a closer bond of relationship with your child, which that's what you need at the end of the day. That is the end result.
Yeah, I think this like the social media thing, because I almost fell into the trap, and like the iPads and the TVs and whatever, because I think the educational games or the educational like ABCs, whatever, cool. But there's something that, like, I think the reason we are how we were or we are is because we actually went out and played. We went and played football and we learnt new skills and we went here and went there. Like, okay, cool. It was a bit safer, but it's like, even, do you know what I mean? Like the play groups and the this is and the that's, like, it's so important for children to understand how to interact with other children and how to like learn facial expressions and learn what things mean, like outside of just looking at a screen. And literally it takes it's a science. It takes the attention span further and further down and makes it more difficult for you to parent your child. If they can look at a reel for 2 seconds and change to see something completely different, 3 seconds, change to something completely different. And now the reel's 30 seconds, 25 seconds, 10, it just literally just teaching you how to not pay attention, how to not learn. And just literally just, it's like such a, I don't even know the word. It's crazy. Like when like I said, I've stopped him from watching TV so much and losing the iPad. And now it's like Connect Fours and games, board games, puzzles, arts and crafts, blocks and whatever. And it's like I'm seeing the development in him. And it's like, bro, like really, truly, I didn't know how deep it is, but it really is. And I think, I just think, yeah, we just, as parents, we just need to be more like how our parents were and take us out and do things, like say bike rides, boxing, whatever it is, soft plays and all that. And just like be parents, like take the responsibility on ourselves and actually do it rather than letting a machine or something else do it.
Let me get what Patch thinks. What do you think, Patch? Let me get Patch's opinion on this.
That's so funny. I literally just unmuted my mic. That is hilarious. What, can you hear me though? Am I clear?
Yeah.
No, I'm agreeing with F still. I feel like, parents of our generation need to just embrace some traditions from the older school, which is like, it's actually parenting, innit? Like hands-on, take your kid to the park, take a kid to the beach, take a kid to karate class, etc. But I also do feel, that we have to understand that we're not like our older generation, innit? Yeah, like, and they're not like us, even so, which makes it harder even for our kids' generation. Yeah, bearing in mind we've kind of come up in the digital age, where our parents didn't have that, So, like, I remember when PlayStation come out, it was groundbreaking. Do you get me? My dad, he weren't involved in PlayStation. Do you get what I'm saying? So obviously, them things keep you in naturally, innit? But then there is an element, or there's an essence in raw. Thank you, boss. This is perfect. There's an element in going outside, meeting the real world, interacting with the world, and just being outside, innit? Like you can't read that people skills, all of that, and like to pecking orders, try to go mad with it, but pecking orders, like, like when you're in the park and someone kicks your ball and they weren't playing with you and that, you got to know what you're doing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, them things only come from outside, being outside. Like F was saying, like, about raw, like going to different areas, etc. But as I do want to point out, though, the digital age that we're in is something that we kind of have to take control of. Do you get what I'm saying? Car, if it's bad for our kids now, their kids is going to be an even mad thing. It's going to be what do you call them things? The virtual reality and that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And even so, to touch on that thing on the social media, I don't think no pitney should be on social media unless it's linked to their parents' accounts, or should only be their parents that can make an account for them, so you can see and monitor. But I do want to say, though, obviously I work with kids. I work in the care industry, so I work with some unruly kids, and one of my youths, don't even know if I'm like this, but one of my youths got caught, watching Unos, and everyone was going mad, like, how did this happen? But the reality is this: my man was getting on the Unos through the smart TV, which is a whole next thing, So the whole smart age, like, right, obviously, you got apps on TV, innit, like Netflix, Prime, you get me? There's an internet thing on there as well, innit? So my thing is like, right, parents have to just be hands-on, innit? You get me? And that youth's like 13, you get me? My little man is, he's 2 years old right now, do you get me? So
his link's gone.
Yeah, I think he's just walking his house. We'll get back.
Yeah.
Sorry, people, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear
you. We can hear you.
Sorry, but no, I'm agreeing with majority of what everyone's saying still. But it's not black and white. So, like, we have to really take in the hand that we are in a digital age, and it's only more digital. Do you get me? More technology, like Uber Eats. Do you get what I'm saying? All of that. Do you know what I mean? Order your groceries online. Do you get what I'm saying? So in 30 years from now, it's going to be a mad thing. Do you get what I'm saying? So, you got AI. Do you know what I mean? So all of these things kind of play a part, into how you raise your kid. But, taking traditions from the older generation, I think that's definitely essential. But then kind of monetizing how your kids interact with social media. Do they even know what red flags are? All of those things. Do you get what I'm saying? So but that's my take, innit? Hopefully I weren't badgering on too much. You get me? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I hear what you're saying. Go on, Ness.
No, I'm saying, like, parents, and remember, I think it's parenting for me, really, but also it's like kids with children are getting younger. 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds having youths, 19-year-olds having youths. So it's like what they know or what they're used to is what they're gonna sort of portray or make their kids do as well.
Kids, basically.
Exactly. So I think that is also part of the problem. Fatherless homes. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And so I think, like, do you know what I mean? We just have to, it starts with yourself. And like, if I do the right thing with my youths and hopefully teach them the right thing, then when they have children or when they're around other children, they're like, oh no, that's not how you do this, it's how you do this. And that's how you do it, and blah, blah, blah. But I think it's just really is down to us. Like, the bike ride thing's dope. And it's like, that just actually reminded me I need to get him on his bike more. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, the boxing thing, self-defense, and it's everything. It's like,
I swear to you, when she's with me, she's like, oh, Dad, when she was younger, it was always about educational games. So we might see something on the TV, and then we're playing like say if it's adding. When she was young, obviously she couldn't add. So obviously I'm trying to teach her how to do it. So I thought, okay, let's make a game out of it. So we're in my house and I'm putting cutting up these little papers with numbers on it, or just even like 2 papers together. And I'm saying that's 2. Then if you add or step on it, bring that 2 you put there. Now you got 4. And then she starts to clock, and that's how you're there doing it, because obviously you're just building up that memory and you're building that way. So when I used to do games with her at my home, educational games, I could see her behavior was developing better, and then me and her was getting closer, and it was more one-to-one. You see, like, I've seen that progress now to the point where when my daughter comes to my house now, she's like, Dad, are we going bike riding today? I said, yeah, of course. Let's go in the shed. Let's go get the bikes. Oh, make sure you got your helmet. I'm like, cool. Oh, I'm going to go to you know, the ones, oh, can we go the long way because I feel a bit more confident? Let's go. Before you know it, we've rode from from my house all the way from to Stratford. That is an hour of her time learning, building confidence, seeing what's going on. You see, if I didn't do that and I just gave her the iPad and sat there, she could have listened to someone else, bad words, someone talking like you're saying in a different accent, all this other stuff. And then, you know, that hour that she's learned something that I didn't teach her, now that's embraced into her life. Now I've got to deal with that.
And you also got to deal with, I feel like, Joe, with the iPad. I remember my little one having the iPad. No, I don't really give it to her. Like, I don't like it. I don't like the thought of her having it. So if her mom gives her the iPad and the time she's about to take away the iPad from her, it's like a little monster. Like,
that's crazy. Madness.
Her behavior changes so bad. One time I was there and I saw it, bro. I took the iPad away. She never see it again. Like, when I was around.
Just to cut you, sorry.
Yeah.
Because it's in relation to what you just said. There was this something on social media. I don't know if you see it. There was a teenage girl. Her mum took her phone back because something she did wrong. So she cut off her plan in the shop. She went absolutely crazy.
Oh yeah.
Did you see it? A black girl in America.
Yeah, she went
like a 13 nuts. So everyone's like, I don't know what's happened with these young children and social media, where she's actually lying on the floor, crying, dragging herself,
shouting,
begging her mum,
screaming,
crying because her social media and her phone was being taken away.
I feel like America's not a real place, man.
It's not a real place.
It's not real. I'm just saying.
No, but you know what? Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
A state's banned TikTok in America. A state's banned TikTok.
Yeah, but that's just yeah.
No, but I'm saying it's generally happening across.
Yeah.
Because of.
I do want to say something. Yeah. Sorry to go back a bit. Yeah, but I think Cocker said it about your kids knowing the youths in the area. Yeah. Obviously, I was on mute, and I do want to say, I could be wrong in this. Yeah, but there are some pluses to that. I would say, in my opinion, growing up. Yeah, there are some pluses to that. But then it depends on what kind of area you're growing up in. Like, if you live on a council block, yeah, or a council estate, which most young people do, young adults do, yeah, it probably is in your kids' best interest that they know most of the people on the block. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
But in any neighborhood, though, even if you grew up in, like, you know what I mean, you know all your neighbors, all the kids around there.
I think what the issue.
I know what he's saying. I know what they're saying, because we grew up in that era where we had to, like, know the people around when we're going to school. So
you kind of gotta know. You gotta know.
But we knew the people. Like, okay, say for example, now we knew the people around because they was your friends, innit? Like most of your friends is in your block, innit, or your area, I should say, yeah. So you knew who they was, innit? So you built that friendship, that community based on who you hang around with, yeah. You see, like nowadays, now if I live in a terrible area, yeah, and say if I had a son and he was 14 years old or whatever the case may be. And I know that in my area there is bad youths doing, I don't know, I suppose they're doing vandalism, they're just they're just doing shit. I don't want my child knowing who they are. I don't want my child even 2 meters away from. I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
Yeah, I agree. I disagree. Hear what I'm saying.
The reason why I don't want
you don't want them influencing her.
Because I don't want them to get into his head. I don't want them to get into his head because they've got no protection. They've got no manners. I don't want their bad manners to go to my child.
Listen.
And then he's in fear of them, so he has to join that party now. He has to join that party because he's in fear of them. And then he comes home and starts giving an attitude to me. I don't want that. I'd rather him walk past them, blank them, and not talk to them at all because I don't want you involved. I don't want you involved.
And then it's the same thing. We can flip that and say that's happening online as well. It doesn't matter. But you can know your friends online and still get bullied and stuff online.
Listen.
This is talking about social outside.
Yo. Mic check. Mic check.
Because this is going away from the subject.
I'm ahead.
Yeah,
maybe.
Listen, what I'm saying, yeah. Like, if I was a youth man, my thing is this, yeah, to know the soft youth, yeah, in the playground, and to know in the playground is the best for me to be in. My thing is this, though, it doesn't have to be friends with the bully, with the soft youth.
Oh, you gotta go inside, you know, we can't hear you properly.
Yeah, I can't really hear you properly.
Oh, you gotta go inside, we can't hear you.
It's cutting in and out. It's cutting in and out. You say that,
But you see what he's saying, yeah? When he's saying, "Oh, you got to know."
Hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, kinda. It's a bit in and out. But just
mad delay though.
Yeah, go on. Say what you're saying. I'm up to hear you.
I don't know.
Bro, you want to tether to my line?
Right.
But you was just inside. Why did you go outside? You was just inside.
Nah, it's crazy.
No, but you see what he's saying, yeah? When he said, "Oh, it's better to know the bully rather than," bro, I was going to school when he was talking about soft guys. There was this guy that did boxing. He didn't hang around with the tough guys, but no one messed with him. They just left him alone.
They just knew
he could mash up everyone.
Exactly my point.
But they left him alone.
My point.
Also, further to that, it's like
not everyone has to be soft. You could put your kids to martial arts, but they don't have to be. They don't have to know the bully, because if the bully messes with them, they will mash up the bully.
Exactly. The thing is, yeah, like when I was growing up, it's like my mum tried to do that, and I'll go out and just hang with whoever I wanted to, whatever. And all these men they're car thieves. They do car bootings and they do their thing and whatever. What do you think I end up doing? Because I'm with them. If we're all walking together, and the man's like, "Oh, we can take that car," and it's like, "Oh, boom!" They bust it when they take it. Like, well, I'm not jumping in.
Do you
know what I mean? It's like, huh?
Was it you that stole my car back in old days?
Boy, I don't know, probably, but I'm not gonna lie to you, fam.
Easy.
But you're right, you know, because my first arrest, I was hanging around with some people who were stealing things, and they got caught.
So you just end up doing it.
You know what I mean?
Because that's how it's like. It was saying, show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are. Yeah. Because but like birds of a feather, it's like you can be the one that doesn't do anything, and then you just won't be hanging around with them because you're never on what everyone's on. But if you're hanging around with people that are shotting or people that are doing whatever, you're going to end up doing it because you're with them.
If you got robbers, if there's 4 robbers and they're all your friends, you're the 5th one. Simple as that.
Fact. And even with a joint, obviously I don't do joint enterprise anymore, but all that type of things, like when you're with people that are doing the wrong thing, you just get tarred with the same brush anyway. 100%. You can't say, I'm the only one that's not. No one's hearing it. So it's like,
see a billionaire hanging around with a gangster. It doesn't make sense. You're two different wavelengths. He's not on that.
And that slightly ties in with social media and your social skills, because you're being, even though some people don't think, you're being groomed or being conditioned based on who you're with. 100%. And that's going back to social media and young kids being groomed and based on what they're seeing or based on what they're watching.
I think
there's a correlation in both.
I think young kids from school days, I don't think that none of them should be on social media. I feel like everyone should learn some kind of skill, trade, or something to benefit what you might be doing in your career. I feel like when you learn something like that, then you bring more like inspiration to everyone else that's around you. Like, if, like, for example, like, I don't know, say for my job, I'm a carpenter, whatever the case would be, yeah? Say if I have a son, I would love him to be following my footsteps, yeah? You see, from a young age, I want you to learn that trade. I don't want you to, I don't know what you want to be. I don't want you to be influencer or whatever. I want you to learn something that will value your life and know what you're going to do in your life and push you in that way. Exactly. So if you start doing that from young, you see that all social media, that will always be there. But chances for you to make it, especially you want to do what you want to do in your life, remember that time gets short and short and short. You understand what I'm saying? So I'll prefer that if kids nowadays can start practicing the way they want their future to go and what they want to do, coming off the social media and actually doing something, building something, making something. Like, there's so much talent and skill that you can learn before you go on to that. And that, for me, is better for a child. Social media, it's killing the young mind.
Sorry, Joe, the worst thing I could have my daughter say to me is like, I want to be an influencer. Bro, the job I do, yeah, I see these influencers, they come in, they want everything for free, right? They don't want to pay for nothing.
Don't want to work hard. They want to make
a lot of them don't work, so they don't have any money. So most of the stuff you see them posting or whatever is all for free. So people give them these things, right? And they're so spoiled and they're so brattish and rude. They have no social skills. They don't know how to talk to people. Like, they just like, you know, they think people owe them these things, right? And I can't stand influencers, man. So I'm sorry to say, if you're an influencer, good luck to you, whatever, right? But you people have no social skills. You're rude. Can't tolerate you.
I don't think it's fair to say all, because being an influencer, or
99% then.
No, but like, it is actually difficult, like, to be a good, like, everyone says they're an influencer, but actual influencers,
I'm sure,
like,
it's a lot of work.
It takes a lot of work, a lot of hours, a lot of recording. Like, there are certain skills that you have to be able to do it well. And I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. There's like a couple of, what's the girl? There's a black girl that she's sick at it, like, but she does like financial stuff. And do you know what I mean? It's not all. It's not all
like that. People that do things like that. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you ban kids from social media, then on the flip side of it, then she wouldn't be able to be influenced by that positive role model, isn't it?
Yeah, but we're talking about 16 though. It's a very specific age, and I think up until, it's like anything, up until the age of that, you're actually the age of consent or being classed as an adult, you should be overseen. I think that's just the standard. And I think like at 16, I think from, obviously it's slightly different for boys sometimes or whatever, but I think at that age of 16, I think then you can start to make those decisions. I still think you still need your parent or a guardian or somebody to kind of oversee, but at 16,
I'll say 18, that's when you can start doing things for yourself.
Yeah, but I think 18 by yourself, 100%, but at 16, I think you can start to make
18.
Some decisions.
I'm not, yeah.
Yeah, you can be prepped into the 18. For the next 2 years, I'm going to give you a little bit more leeway, a little bit more responsibility, but still manage you slightly just to see how you get on.
But I'll just let you start to control your life a little bit more.
Exactly.
So when you're preparing the 18, it's molding you in the right way.
There's a lot of dark side to this social media though, because it takes a lot of, you see kids like Jay was saying, if he takes his daughter out and like she's more sociable, she's more aware, she's asking questions. But there's a lot of kids who used to be like that. Then they get into the internet, then they become like reclusive. And then you hear about these kids taking their life as well because of social media. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, you really got to be careful, like letting your kids into that world.
Yeah, it's more the pressures as well for the younger kids. I think that's probably what it is. Yeah, go on, Coco. Go on.
You see what you said about the kids taking their life on social media. Did you hear about the 14-year-old boy who fell in love with the AI girl? And
I heard. Yeah, and he took his life. Apparently, yeah.
I could not believe.
I heard a little bit about that.
That's crazy. What happened?
What happened? He took his life away because
he's 14. I think he was looking for a relationship or trying to find a girl, but then he started making a relationship with that.
That was a friendship, though. I don't think it was more of a relationship to start with. It was just a friendship.
Was it? Yeah, and then it blossomed into something, and he basically fell in love with the AI. And something happened, and he committed suicide. It's a big thing. Like his mum's been on social media talking about it and everything. Like she lost her son to AI.
That's what I'm saying. Kids are not mature enough to deal with the things on social media.
And you got to realize, if that's happening now, AI is not even that old yet.
But who is quite new? Who is to blame in that situation? Is it the parent or the AI?
The parent.
No, it can't just be the parent, though, man. It's got.
Did you tell you why? Did you tell you why? Because obviously, basically, AI, the parent shouldn't. Your 14-year-old should not be by themselves forming a relationship with the AI on anything.
No, but I get it. But did your parents know everything you did at 14? But I was sneaking out at that age.
Yeah, but that's what I was doing. I was sneaking out, and she comes to my room. I'm not there. Cool. That's nothing she could do. I've locked my. But you know what my mum did? He took the door off the room.
Wait.
I came home. There was no door. There's a curtain. She said, "Yeah, you're not doing that again." You get what I'm saying?
You got snuck out of your house at the age of 14.
I climbed out the window onto the roof and jumped down and did what I was doing.
A real bad man.
And I came back and there was no door on the room, fam. Do you think I could ever do that again?
I've got to tell my mum now that I'm leaving her house. I don't understand how you got snuck out.
We know, Jay. We know. Yeah,
I don't know how that's possible.
We know.
How did you sneak out of the house at age 14? It's
impossible. I played myself because it was near the dinner time. And I thought, I can fly out quickly. You get me? And she's calling me for food, and there was no offer.
At the age of 14, at the age of 14, past, I don't even know, I'll say 7, 8 o'clock. There was no way I was leaving the house. The door was locked. I didn't know where the key was.
Yeah, but when you was a kid, though, you was a bit nerdy. You weren't like, you know what I mean? You was a mummy's boy. You weren't trying to be like.
No, wasn't that? Wasn't that?
You weren't trying to be.
I didn't even want to leave. You didn't want to leave.
Was like, you know
I was playing football.
You see when you got snuck out?
Mommy protected you, bro. You see when you got snuck out?
You motherfuckers was the one that I was trying to get away from. You was the one.
You see when you got snuck out, yeah?
Yeah.
How did you sneak back in?
I could climb back up. Like, so basically, where my mum's house was, there was like, you know, you got the flat roofs under the top bedroom, like that porch bit that comes out on the downstairs front room or whatever. So that roof was flat. So it's like I could just stand on the ledge, climb up onto the guttering and back through the window. You get me?
Plus, you have to understand the sleep pattern. Once you understand the sleep pattern, then you know.
He knows what he's talking about.
I'm not gonna lie.
For my head to snore. For my head to snore.
Yeah.
I believe you got really, really bad. Really. From that, I believe you got really bad. You lot were doing things at the age of 10 that I weren't doing until I was 19.
Yeah, I got sent away when I was at 15, bro.
You think me sneaking out of my house? I thought I was bad, slamming my door. That's me being bad in my house.
One time, yeah.
Slam the door.
One time I snuck out, yeah, and like my mum was like, "You're not going out." I was like, "I want to go out." She's like, "You're not going out." Cool. So I waited for her to go to sleep. Like all my friends were allowed to go to the cinema, but they were going to watch like some crazy, like a horror. She's like, "I don't even like horrors, but obviously I wanted to go with everyone." You get me? So I've climbed out the window and I've gone. You get me? I've gone to the cinema and I'm in the cinema. I'm chilling. I'm thinking, yeah, like everyone's, "Oh, you made it." Like, yeah, cool. Like, I'm the guy. 20 minutes later, I look to the side. Why is my mum in the cinema? Looking. I said, "No." Like, get out. Like, I said, "You, man, go on." Man didn't see me for like 2 weeks after that. Almost died the beating. Oh my God.
But let me bring it back a little bit. Let me bring it back a little bit to the kids on ban and social media. So how about the other side to it? Do you not feel like there's positives that probably that the kids are missing out on in terms of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just influences, but in terms of like, because you know, a lot of the kids nowadays, a lot of kids, I see a lot of little gamers and stuff like that are really popular, making a lot of money, changing their lives.
There's nothing they can't do from 16 years old. They can catch up. I hear what you're saying, but they can catch up.
Yeah, I agree. I think there are some things that they will miss out on, but I don't think the pros outweigh the cons, unfortunately. Like, I think that it's more detrimental than it would be positive, especially at the age that they're talking about. I think when you're talking about 17, 18-year-olds, I think, like Izzy said, like, you can catch up, you can do stuff, you can even be like gamers and whatever. They can be playing the game, but maybe not online, or do you know what I mean, or whatever the case may be. But I think the social media and them being able to go and look at whatever they want, it's only under the age of 16 where the groomings take place, where the this is and the that's take place. And I think that is because of that, the suicides, the 14-year-old AIs, all of this other stuff is always, you very rarely hear a 19-year-old went and did a madness because they were online, or do you know what I mean, a 21-year-old you're talking about under the age of 16. And I think the con is too bad. I think it's not being monitored enough by the parents, and because of that, I think there should be a restriction on people that are underage. Like, in my opinion, 100%.
No, I agree, but I think when it comes to social media, the bad stuff about it is kids don't know how to socialize, like, with real people. They socialize a bit easier on social media, because you could tell someone, you could type something or say something, you don't care because you haven't really interacted. It's taken away the interacting. Like us, we learned to interact with people first because we didn't have social media. No, like, it come in a later stage. So that part is the main bad side. Like, to be honest, like, kids will know how to talk to someone on social media quicker than speaking to someone face to face, and I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that, and that is a big problem to me, because they know how to socialize like how we're doing on social media and internet, but when it comes to seeing a person face to face, they don't know how to.
Nothing to say.
But yeah, what I would say is another thing to add on to your point, Cocker. Yeah, to add on to your point, which is, like I say, playing devil's advocate. Like, recently, there's been a few, like, people that have died. I mean, like, younger generation, that you're under 16s that have passed away. Yeah, so they've passed away, but because of social media, they've got a blueprint and they've got a history that they can now, like, not just at funerals, but like their friends and families all over the world can see their life story because of social media. If you don't have social media, that blueprint, you see us lot, we don't have, I don't know, some people, if you don't have pictures back in the day, your family and your mom and your dad, if they don't keep physical pictures, you won't have any pictures or a life story of pictures and stories and videos for years. Whereas these little kids, they've got stories and videos for years. So they can look at them and see their life journey from young if they're on social media. That's another part of it, which I feel like we're probably not looking at when you want to remember someone.
Yeah, but listen,
but I don't know about that.
There's still some badness going on now with these kids. Yeah, imagine us at that time. I can imagine me at 14 years old, like, with social media. I did not want that.
But even now, I don't. Like, a lot of the times, people get in contact with me now from years ago because of social media. You know what I'm saying? They know how to. These kids, they keep in contact with each other through social media. They build networks through social media, innit?
So what did we do to build friendships and communities when we were?
That's what Cocker was saying at the beginning. We were outside making friends. You have to go meet your friend. You have to go
meet. You made friends through school as well, though. Most of my friends.
Yeah, but back in my day, when I was young, we're not even young. I mean, when I was a little more teenager, man, I had BBM, which is WhatsApp now. So we still had a form of social media, but that's how we kept in contact outside of school hours.
Yeah, but we grew up. MSN. I'm just a little bit older than you, though. I grew up with a payphone. I grew up, I had to go and knock on my friend's door. You know what I mean? So
really? I done the exact same.
School or Randy Estate.
I think I get what you're saying, and I think that is something that is a good thing in a manner of speaking. But I think also that just has to be monitored. Like, if you, I can't remember who said, like, your parents can make an account and you can go through there and they can take pictures and upload them and they can do whatever. You're not on there doing anything. I think that would still have the same effect if someone wanted to find you, your friend or whatever later down. But I think the issue is the 16 or the 13-year-old being able to do it themselves, being able to go online, being able to select whoever, the fake profiles that are really weirdos trying to get to little youths or whatever. Like you see the man that going to meet, pretending to be a kid online and going out and then seeing the old man that's waiting there for the 13-year-old. They only want those type of kids and whatever. And I think like looking at the pictures that they've uploaded fake and looking at this life story and looking at the videos, the weirdo is like, okay, I know exactly where they live, I know exactly what they look like, I know exactly where they hang around, I know exactly, and then they go there. And I think like that is,
and this is the thing, social media exposes privacy. You have
there is no privacy on social media. If you upload and do that, it doesn't
everything. You see on social media, every time you put something in there, every time you log in, every time you put up, there's always someone that can see something. There's always someone that can access it. And that's what I'm saying. Why would I want to put my child in such an environment or put them
in a vulnerable
position for them to be targeted by some paedophile, some groom, or some whoever, just influence them, just throwing all rubbish in their head. And then when they come home, I've got to deal with whatever that person taught them. No.
And look,
and that's even if they're telling you that they're speaking
exactly.
to that person.
But look,
I can't remember the last time a child will come up to myself or anyone and say, "This is what I learned on social media. This is what's going to put me in my life."
None.
You don't. You hear like some badness or some kind of rudeness, or it teaches them like the naughty side.
And you have to remember also the social media, even the conversations you have with your child in the house, it picks up. So as soon as you're finished, if you had that conversation, the topic you spoke about, that comes straight onto the iPads and then they're speaking. So it's absorbing everything you have.
But look,
anything you say in your house.
How many times have we seen someone get murdered or attacked or whatever because of social media? Because you don't even know who's looking for you. Don't know what you've posted something. Oh, he's at KFC on the high road. Boom.
Snapchat, that's all the time.
Oh yeah, he's that thing. Or on the Snapchat where they shouldn't be. Be like, look, we're on your side. What you saying? It's like there's so many detrimental things.
Inviting problems.
It's just inviting issues.
Yeah, he's inviting a lot of issues on top of it.
You lot just said that, yeah? And it's bad at the age I am, and I ain't got no problems with no one. But when I was walking the road to bring my son boxing, I had my phone so close to my chest, so no one knew where I was. Because I've had friends that have lost their life through social media, yeah? And I've had it so close to me, so no one could see where I was or where I was going or nothing. And that's a real big problem in the young community. Like,
but see, you're grown, Cotter, yeah, and you're smart, so you know to do that. You've gone and you've like, I'm keeping my phone to my chest. The youths, them, it's like a bossy thing. Like, oh, now, like what? Like, man's out. And then that's what happens. That's why I think we're talking about the same thing. That age, at our ages, we can be like, you know what? This is not smart. Like, let me not post this picture. Let me not do that. Let me not go here. Let me not go there. But kids are like, whatever. Do you get what I mean?
Imagine that social media also increases you're seeking attention.
But do you know what? Do you know what it is as well? We have a lot of these fucking arseholes, yeah, who are in the media, yeah, like they could be a singer, they could be an actor, and they might have an argument with another actor, and they come on social media and air it out, yeah, and make people okay, yeah. And I see a lot of
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Air their beef when I catch you on my block, and all this on social media, like it's a good thing, yeah.
But even to add on to your point, Cocker, to add on to your point, about the social media, a lot of people will, like, when they get like when things go against them or there's some sort of injustice, they can express their point and create a narrative and build up some momentum to kind of challenge whatever it is that they were going for. Like there's a comment, someone put a comment here. I want to just pull it up quickly. He says another challenge is that society runs on technology, media, and social media. A young person wanting to apply for a course or training or work will be directed to the internet.
Yeah, but not at 16 though.
And school homework, a majority is set online. Children,
but those
through the chats like Teams.
True, but I don't think there's anything wrong with using your computer to work.
Teachers,
but they're closed. They're closed networks. The school networks are closed networks for the homework and whatever. And the job applications are not for 16. And that's not social media. That's on, like, is he saying that's online computer, which I think is fine. But again, it's just down to us as parents, whoever, to just make sure that they're not doing what they shouldn't.
Imagine this now, yeah. You know that back in the old days, yeah, we used to do like Christmas temps in it. So imagine, I remember where you used to actually have to get up off your arse, have your TV in your hand, and go there and present yourself, yeah. And you would have to might get judged where you look, dress, how you spoke, everything. See, now you can sit at home and go send. That's it. And it's basically just saying you don't have to do this. We'll like. It's just like I feel like it is making it's kind of like social media prisoning everyone. Stay in your household and do everything.
It's making life easier, but it's making you more lazy.
Exactly.
Sure.
And you know what happens when you get lazy? Depression. All this illnesses starts kicking in, and then you start having all this beef here within your household.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're not here anymore.
Sorry, I'm going off topic, but you just put that comment thing up.
Yeah.
I'd love for the next live we do for the audience to ask us questions and we answer it, because that I didn't know you could do that. That's brilliant. Like if we can get the audience answering us.
Hey Josh, remember the one I was telling you about with the was we having a conversation?
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, because that will be really interacting with people, and it will be to people all over the world who are.
Yeah, invite someone to ask us questions.
When I saw that, I was like, wow, like we can actually talk to people we don't know and ask their questions. It'd be nice. Or maybe get to the stage where we could add someone on who's a stranger just to come on and talk, who no one knows.
Yeah, we can do that. I just feel like in terms of, like you say, social media and stuff like that, you're saying to monitor it. I feel like it's quite hard to monitor children on social media. I don't know. There's ways around everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if people
apps that will block certain things, and you have like I've got a screen time app on my phone.
Let me ask you that question. What apps do you feel that you would block that you feel are negative to your child?
To be fair, like YouTube is you don't get to you get kids YouTube is all right.
YouTube,
kids YouTube is all right. No Instagram, no Twitter, no Snapchat, no Snapchat, no just literally educational Duolingo. There's a couple other things there where it's like
imagine this, my child, imagine there was only on my one YouTube, it was just only YouTube only, and then obviously I saw the whole YouTube kids. You see, like before she used to click my one. Now she's like, no, we don't click that one. I have to go to the kids because that's my one. You see, when they start clocking that you're trying to put strict rules and parenting, that's when they know and understand, you know what? That's bad, that's good, that's something that I'm allowed to see, and that's something I'm not. Once you start being a head start from when they're young, you wouldn't have as much problem as they grow. Do you understand?
Right.
And you have to
teach a child the way they should go, and they won't depart from it. Do you get what I mean? Like from early, you've got to be on it.
But do you not realize now phones are so freaking good nowadays? We can have 2 different profiles on our phone. So we can have a profile where we're on with our kids, and they can make what's got none of us. So when they come home, they change the profile and they've got the one with us on it.
Yeah, but that's
why you can't monitor your kids.
Yeah, but password protect. No, so like if my profile is locked with a fingerprint or with a code. So when he goes on to the iPad, or I give him the iPad, he can only go on his one. That's the only thing that he can see. That's it.
How old are your kids?
Who's that question to?
Cocker.
No, my kids didn't care. I see.
No, how old are they?
My son's 10 and my stepdaughter's 17. But I think
17. Does your 10-year-old have a phone?
Yeah, he's got a phone, yeah.
Okay, so that's the question I want to ask you. Like, when your kids get to a certain age, when are you going to allow them to have a phone?
I think once, for me personally, once they're out by themselves, and I might need to know where they are, whatever, then I think at that age, when they're maneuvering by themselves,
it depends on the relationship.
No, they have to be I'm not even giving them like a phone when they're in school. I'll be honest with you.
No, but you see what? How can I say it?
It depends. It depends.
If your daughter was 11 and was playing out, I believe everyone would give their child a phone just so they can have to their kids.
It's not a smartphone though. It's a 3310. Do you understand? It just rings. And...
No, I hear what
it ain't no iPhone, nothing like that. It's a brick. It just makes calls and brick. That's it. It don't do nothing. You ain't got no games on there. There ain't no screen. You don't even want to pull it out. Not even Snake.
Tetris and that.
Not even that's too much. It's gone too far. Doing too much. All you need to do is to be able to answer the phone when I ring it. One number on there.
And the battery lasts for about 2 weeks.
How about then? Would you allow that phone to make calls? Would you allow that phone to make calls though?
You're gonna have to call you.
Yeah, I mean it has to, isn't it? Like there's not really anything I can do about that. But I'll see itemize. I know who's calling that number and who you're calling at all times.
And what age do you decide that it's okay for them to make a decision to do their own thing?
I think like once you're over 16.
Oh, now by the time it gets to that age, they'll be making it's too far.
Nah, bro, like you have to control it. There's no
16.
You're the parent. You're still
I'm the parent.
Man's playing out at 10, 11.
16
but I'm saying at 10, 11, you have. I'll be able to contact
the bills.
Let me tell
16, they've left school by that time. They're in college.
Yeah, that's way too
long.
But that's when
my
you get
child can pay her own phone bill. She
They're
can't
just going to do their own thing. They're just going to do their own thing.
Let me tell you something.
No,
hopefully not.
16. I would say when they're 18.
If
18. Give them a phone, Jay.
And your child.
Say that again?
Give them a phone.
No, he said do their own. He said do their own thing.
Kids are doing their own thing way before.
Yeah, but that's other people's kids.
If you think
the thing is,
a phone until they're 16, I'm going to tell you this straight. When they start secondary school, they're going to have a mate in secondary school who's got a spare phone and say,
100%.
100%.
And if you can't phone, just I'll bring it in every morning. That's what's
going on. Which
then through 2 hours you've got a phone that I don't know about. What can I do?
iPhone. It's just that you can. Your friend could let them use their phone.
Are we talking about when they're allowed to have phones here, or when they could? Okay. Everyone's situation is different, isn't it? Everyone's situation is different.
Not 18, Jay.
My daughter's 9. And she has a phone. The reason why I've given her a phone is because
man just said your daughter's got a phone at 9, but you're
to do her own thing at 18.
He misunderstood the question.
Once you give her a phone at 9, that means you're allowing her to make decisions about having a phone and responsibility. So by the time she gets to 18, there's so many things that you wouldn't have known that she's doing already. Because you're saying
just to argue against that. See, with my daughter's phone, anything that she try to access, I get the notification on my phone. Unless I approve that on my phone, it won't work on your phone.
Simple. Yeah, but in that time that she's got the phone, she's learning how to use phones. So
yeah, but the reason why reason why my child has a phone is because my child don't live with me, so I call her, we FaceTime each other, we talk, whatever. If that
I get what you're saying. You're saying for you to contact her, but what I'm saying is when I was in school, I was in year 7. There was in year 7, by the time I'm year 7, year 8, man are bringing in guns to school. Man are bringing in
I don't know what school you went to then when they had guns.
In Cumberland, you know what's going to. But what I'm saying is, kids, they're bringing in one boy that one of my bedrooms. He was selling CDs and all that to make money in school. He's coming into school, buying sweets from the shop, coming in, putting in CDs. Like, remember, you need to burn CDs and discs and all that. They're doing all that.
Yeah, but that's not harming. That's not harming anyone. Buying the
CD. But I think the point he's making is to get the money to then do whatever you want to do with it.
Like you're doing adult things in school. So you're saying that by the time they get to 18, that's when you want them to basically. You're saying, okay, you can grow up. You're an adult now. Do your thing. But there's kids.
Yeah, because you have to monitor them by that time. See that when S was saying that from 16 to 18, you take your foot off the gas a bit, so you allow them to mold into the hopefully.
18's too late. 18's too late.
Yeah, but what's it too late? Yeah, but what's it too late for?
Because you're not gonna know what they're doing all up to that time. They're just hiding everything from you by that time.
Yeah, but if you have a good relationship with your child, but
loads of people have got good relationship with their parents. I've got in my head the best mother in the world. She didn't know half the things I was doing.
But why?
Because she's at work. Yeah, she's got stuff to do.
So what I'm trying to say is that whatever you was hiding from your mum, do you feel like it was worth it to do it?
That's neither here nor there. That's not the point. Whether it's worth it to do it or not, it's even neither here nor there.
Because what you're trying to say is that you was hiding those things. I'm thinking.
Wait. Have you never done something what you've hidden from your mum? I just need to ask. Have you never done nothing?
You, Jay.
Your mum.
Hide what?
This is.
My mum has the password for my phone.
He said he's a mummy's boy, man.
I have to use the house phone to ring her to get the password of my mum phone.
So when you first come home and said, "Mum, I had sex," is that what you did?
Damn.
My mum
There you
thinks
go.
I'm a virgin.
I hear what he's saying. Though.
I said, did you hide anything from your mum? And you didn't want to answer me. So I'm saying, the first time you had sex with a girl, did you come home and tell your mum?
Yes.
Damn.
Oh, no.
His line.
You know,
It's only since I've had a youth, my mum knows that I had sex. I'm not gonna lie.
If we're going to take over the world,
what's with you? I had sex.
If we're going to take over the world, do not bring it with us, because mum's gonna know everything.
Mum knows everything. I feel like he's
not allowed to come.
Oh, you've got to be real, yeah. You see, Nanny. See, one thing about even Nanny, I'll bring it to Nanny, because when I was going to school and I'm doing lots of things and things are happening, a lot of the time, Nanny would say to me, anything you're gonna do, whether it was smoking weed or doing things, you got your bedrooms or whatever, come do it in the house. In my house. I don't want you. I don't want you doing it on the street. So there's a lot of things that you might say. Oh,
so in other words, don't hide it from me. Be comfortable, basically.
Because she doesn't want me to be doing it in dangerous areas. It's the same principle.
That's perfect then.
That's perfect then.
As in, as in the sense of like, I know I can see what you're doing instead of you doing it.
Controlled environment.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing. It comes to you when you're saying that your child, when you're saying to your child, even if your child is, say, on the phone and having conversations with their friends that you think is a bad practice, but you don't want them having bad practice outside of the home. So are you saying that you would have that child?
No, I wouldn't allow it.
That's what I'm saying. So you're not
saying.
allowing
Some people let their kids smoke in their house, smoke in front of them when they want to start smoking from young. Oh yeah, or drink or start drinking in front of them.
Become their friend and start smoking with them.
I understand.
Yeah, but I wouldn't allow it. You're not an adult. You're not doing adult things in front of me.
I don't even smoke in front of my mum now.
I want to listen. I hope, I hope my relationship with my daughter continues how it is. Like, I hope it's an open relationship. And I talk to my daughter now every night before bed. She knows she can come to me, and I hope we always have that. She knows she can come to me. Whatever she tells me, I'm never gonna come for her or whatever. I hope she can just open up to me wherever she needs to. But she needs to know there's gonna be rules. You're living in my house. There's gonna be rules. I'll respect your space, but there's going to be rules. Respect my space.
Yeah, but you know what parents do? Some parents, actually, they get confused where they start treating their child like they're your best friend.
She's not my friend. That's what I'm thinking. My daughter's not my friend.
You're not my age mate.
You're not my age mate.
Your child. You're the parent. You're the child.
Yeah.
Someone asked in the comments. Someone said, "What age do we think kids should start using social media?"
That's a good question. 16 is a good age.
After 16.
16?
Yeah. 16 plus.
16, yeah. I just feel like if you police children and you kind of keep them away from everything that you think you're gonna keep them away from, they'll find other ways to do it, man.
No, not necessarily, Jay. But look at the Venus sisters, the Williams sisters, right? Look at their dad. They lived in Compton. Tough area. Their dad said, you know what?
Yeah, but one of their sisters got killed.
Yeah, one of their sisters got shot. But you know what? From all odds, though, look what the dad did.
Yeah, but one of them got shot
because he believed
in the neck.
Yeah, but that
because she was hanging around with certain man because she's in Compton.
Yeah, but she was hanging around with certain man. There's nothing that
she's still a sister.
Older. But the two sisters that he taught to play tennis, he focused on. He didn't give them no way out.
Yeah, but you can't use that. You can't use that argument. The reason why you can't use.
Can I say? Do you know? I think. Going back to when do you think it's right for kids to use social media? Yeah. What age are the kids? Are the schools making them know about social media? Schools are making them know about it as well. But what age are they doing that at? Are they doing it at year 11?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure.
Are they doing it because because your kids are too young? But in secondary schools now, and some junior schools, they teach them how to use social media, how to use the internet. So, what age group are they teaching our kids to use that before?
Are they teaching them how to use the internet or how to do social media? It's two different things.
Internet, because some schools give their kids iPads and then teach them how to use the internet.
But that's different.
But that's educational.
You should learn how to use. You should know how to use the internet. But I want my kids to do coding from young. You should know how to use it. Don't just know how to use it. Don't let it use you.
What are they doing it from? That's what I want to know.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Are they doing it from the age of 16? Are they doing it at the age of 11? What age?
I don't know, but I'd assume it's probably younger than 16.
They'll be doing it from the age of 14, 15, the last 2 years of secondary school. And then obviously from primary school, they'll be doing, as someone mentioned before, the educational purposes, the link will be sent to their parents. So no young child in primary school has got access to it. Everything goes to their parents. There's like a little WhatsApp group for the parents, for their schools, and they send all their education stuff that way where you put it onto your iPad. But in terms of internet and stuff like that, that would be from secondary school. That's when they're starting to learn internet coding and everything like what you're talking about, iPad sort of stuff. So I think from like 15, 16, they should be introduced to social media. They should be introduced to social media, that sort of age.
Social media or the internet? It's different.
The internet.
Yeah.
The internet, whether the question was, I think from that sort of age.
From 14, 15.
Yeah, because they're in school, and as people were mentioning before, you can't.
I feel I would introduce my daughter young, like when she's younger, to the internet. I don't think if you know how to use the internet properly, there's nothing wrong with that. But the internet's nothing to do with social media.
But then you'd be surprised. The sort of work that I'm in, I deal with young people between the ages of 16 upwards. And one of the questions when I ask them, do you know about IT, how to use IT? About 40% of them say no.
Wow.
They're ever using it?
And I'm like, how do you not know to? I said basic, like sending Microsoft
Yeah, but they would know how to
Outlook,
use Instagram
Excel.
though.
Exactly.
Like,
And I think that's the
issue.
That's the issue. They don't know how to position a letter with the address on one side and whatever, how to write into Microsoft, but they know how to use they know everything to do with TikTok or everything to do with Twitter or they're showing you how to use Instagram, but they can't type a letter. Mad.
And I think that's wild to me in the thing that the age that we're growing up in.
But it's also like you got to parent your kids though. If my kid's at home and I don't teach her that's my fault.
Parenting, exactly. That's what I think it all boils down to.
It boils down to parenting.
That's what I think.
There's no way that you can be on social media but you can't type a letter. How does that make sense?
That looks mad for me. If Zeke comes, he can't spell, he can't read, he can't do multiplication, can't add, can't do any of the basic key skills, but he knows how to make a TikTok video. I've failed.
I do things like even like with my daughter, like she'll ask me for things like in the shop, and there'll be a price in that. I'll do education for like you can't ask me for everything in the shop. Start working it out. Like how much money you got? Here's £5. Subtract it. Whatever you got to do.
There you go.
How much change do you need? She's like, oh dad. I said take your time. It's not a rush. She said, dad, I'll have like £1 side left. I said make sure that the
okay, but let me flip that. Let me flip
and
that.
And I make sure that it's educational.
Let me flip that. You can do that with say one daughter. Can you do that with 5?
Whatever you can teach one, you can teach all.
With 5 different ages and different
teach
age
all
groups.
and learn
maybe by the
I teach all. I can teach all.
Wear boots. Stop barebacking everything.
A lot of the time, parents don't have time.
The oldest one can teach the youngest one.
Stop barebacking everyone.
That's crazy.
Take time, man.
That's wild.
No,
take time.
That's the truth.
What if this is wife? Don't be quiet, you.
And they won't got anything to say. I think that's a good note to end on, F.
The moral of the story is wrap it up.
Unless anyone's got anything else to say. Because there's no football till 3.
Real, stop sneaking people out your room before we start.
Ain't it? Trying to cover the door and that.
Wait, I think, all right.
Listen, we need another girl in here, man. I need another girl. He's coming for me. Next time I bring someone else.
To jump on, but obviously he's got to.
I think we should all put our minds together and think of a way that we can change kids just being on social media to socialize, where we should try and think or do something where we can bring kids in all our area and make it go into all different areas where they can learn life skills, real skills, instead of being on this social media.
That's dope.
And make it fun for them.
That's dope.
Fun for them.
Because remember, social media was an idea, the internet was an idea, everything was an idea that someone brought to fruition, and do you know what I mean, created it. Like we can do the same, man. We can do the same.
Back so kids realize it's okay to meet people in real life and interact them over social media.
Yeah, that's like play dates. That's like play dates, no?
That's what?
Ain't that similar to like play dates?
Play dates. I think what Coca's saying is like just something that grows and blows up.
Like you get all that. Ain't that like you get all like all the parents together?
He's triggering Coca. He's triggering Coca.
Play dates for 3-year-olds. I'm talking about these 14, 13.
There's a wind up.
16-year-olds. Yeah. What don't know no better. Yeah. Because the 3-year-olds, we don't need to bring them to no big place where kids don't know how to socialize. We're talking about a 3-year-old don't know how to socialize, yeah. But a 14, a 15-year-old right now, they still don't know how to socialize with live people. That's what we need to bring back instead of social thingy, bro. Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I feel like calm. There's a good convo today still.
I don't know. Such an LBGTQ us.
Hey, you want to tackle that?
I don't know.
I can't. I'm gonna get the
look how you lot are scared. I'm gonna get so scared. I'm not scared of it. Everyone's shook.
I've got a couple.
No, listen. Yeah, I've only got 7% battery as well. It's crazy.
We'll do that another day.
Yeah, at home. There's a charge.
Because I don't know. Oi, you would know.
I can't see it.
In school. I need to speak. Do they teach that in school?
Yeah, very early. I was having this conversation yesterday at work, but it's a good topic to cover. But they
he's at a private nursery. They don't teach that BS there. So
Can you opt out?
Sorry, this thingy, but I don't really get to see F's a lot. F's, is there a goosey soup at your house?
Agusi. It's some in the freeze. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
One of my friends called the school because of that, because they were teaching him. He's of a Christian background, African man. And he was
when you're ready, man. When you're ready, man.
Yeah, teaching son about.
Definitely opt out though, yeah.
Yeah, you can. He rang the school. I said he don't want his child being.
Two convos going on.
Me and Delon are so confused right now.
Two convos.
I don't know what Coca's always overtaking shit, man. I don't know what. You heard me ask the question to start with. The food talking about a goosey soup and
that.
Well, you know what? If you motherland people, thought the Caribbean had to make it, we wouldn't have to ask you lot.
You know what, Coca, can I ask you a question? Coca, can I ask you a question? Are you listening?
Yeah, he's listening. Dang.
He's an idiot.
Goodbye, people. On that note, hey, everybody. It's all out until next week. Next week. No.